Morris Mizolowski is a futurist, which means without using a DeLorean, he reckons he can accurately predict what Australia's future will kinda sorta look like.
Great Scott!
And if you like being alive, it's great news for you.
Each and every one of you is indeed a futurist.
According to the ABS, the number of people in the country aged over 85 has increased by more than 140% in the past 2 decades. And it's because of this, along with trillions of dollars being spent on delaying ageing and the advancement of medical technology, that Morris reckons many of today's children will live to see the ripe old age of 120. Now, the rest of you shouldn't get too excited because it's also the reason you'll probably be working well into your 90s.
Disappointed!
90-year-olds being particularly useful to the workforce.
Seriously? That old?
Well, if they're fit and healthy.
So if he's on the money, what would we do for a crust? Morris also predicts that because of Australia's ever-rising property and childcare costs, we'll start building multi-generational housing. That means several generations of family living with each other under the one roof for ages.
Have you no decency?
Sure, it worked for those guys, but Full House wasn't exactly a documentary, was it?
No, it was a sitcom.
Yeah.
I think people would kill each other. I don't know, I think it's crazy.
My partner, she's currently got her daughter and grandkids living with her, plus her husband. Not her husband, because I'm with her, so, you know, but no, yeah.
What do you say, little mama?
No, thank you, Big Daddy.
Joining us now is the man who has peered into the future and brought back this truly disturbing news, Morris Mizolowski. Morris, whenever the government talks about increasing the retirement age by like a year, there are riots in the streets. How are we possibly going to get to a point where we're working into our 90s?
Well, firstly, we're going to get rid of the government. I mean, let's just not include them in this conversation.
Fantastic. Oh, Morris.
Absolutely. I mean, anything they get involved with is just going to cause us angst.
Yep.
Look, the reality is that you and I are going to live longer because we want to and we should. 120. We're living now to 80 relatively easily. We haven't yet begun to look at the technology that's going to extend us. If you and I are going to live longer, then we're going to have to be able to sustain ourselves longer, and we're going to have to figure out what life means over 50. So lots for us to do, but the bottom line is we want to live longer.
Yeah, I totally want to live longer, but what are we going to do for jobs? Because it feels like a lot of jobs are becoming obsolete. And I bags sex robot maintenance, by the way.
Yeah, that could be a bit icky.
No,
it's all yours.
I
don't want it. You can have it.
Okay. What other jobs will there be?
So firstly, I don't think there are going to be jobs. That's the first thing.
What?
I think in 25...
No government... Yeah. No jobs.
It's a wonderful world. Come on.
Yeah.
This is great.
I love it.
The reality is that what we have is a world where work is going to really decentralise itself. We're going to be doing a whole lot of tasks and skills. Bad news is, guys, we're still going to be working. We're still going to have to do something to make some money. We're really coming to the position where we're selling a unique skill. And I think you and I are going to sell a number of skills that we have at any given time to a number of people. So it's going to be really fluid in the way we operate.
Does this mean the Queen will need to hire a professional letter writer? There's a job.
Well, she has one, doesn't she?
Yes.
Yeah, I know, but there'll be more people turning 100. That's the point.
Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, that's a clip that I use often. You know, the Queen is going to have to send out literally thousands and thousands of letters all of the time to all the people that are going to turn 100. We know that by 2060, statistically, 1 in 4 people on the planet will be over the age of 60.
Oh, God, that sounds hideous. I live with my parents, Morris, don't mind me. Anyway, you know, earlier in the show we were talking to someone we were talking about the fact that older people and cars and driving aren't necessarily a good mix. So do we really want people in their hundreds driving on our highways?
Hey, remember, I'm talking about the future.
Yeah.
We're into this semi-driverless car stage by then. Yes. And in fact, what we want are less people behind the wheel. We want more people moving around as they want, but the car's doing most of the thinking. So in fact, in that stage of life, it's going to be perfect for us oldies to be able to move around without touching a steering wheel.
Morris, thank you very much for your insights.
Hey, talk again soon.